Hey there, Mr. Bell. You know who I am. Alrighty. We'll call this part 2 on finger picking. I'm going to call this the boom, the chick, and the dead thumb. Tell you how this is going to work. You know what boom chick is. Boom chick, boom chick, boom chick, boom chick, boom chick. Drums. Alright? If you're playing solo guitar, you need to keep that rhythm going. Alright? It's not always going to be just a straight boom chick, but you can work it out for whatever song you're playing at that point in time. Alright? There's a couple different ways to do this. The most common, some people call this alternate thumb picking. Some folks will call it Travis picking after Merle Travis. You can call it thumb bass, whatever you want to call it. But it's going to make your sound bigger. It's going to make your songs more musical. And it might just get a few toes tapping. So I'm going to try to stick with, the old campfire chords here. Try to keep it simple. But the dead thumb, that's an easy one, especially if you're playing like in E, A, B, G, anything like that, where you can just come down here to the root. Boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick. Because all I'm doing, I'm just playing along here on the bass. And then I'm playing the rest of the chord up here. And you can finger pick it if you want. Just like I showed you. Boom chick, 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 boom chick. Get the idea? As you can see, on the E, I'm just playing this. On the A, I'm just playing down here. Playing those root notes. Pretty simple. If you're doing it in, say, C, now if you notice there, I started to move a little bit. That's very common with Travis picking, or I call it Luther Perkins picking, because that's really where I got more of it. Luther Perkins was Johnny Cash's original guitar player, And that's really good for country music, folk music, blues music, pretty much anything, because a lot of times the bass is going to be the 1 and the 5. And so you don't need to know a whole lot of stuff, but same thing. E, B, E, B. I don't care what chord you're playing. You want to play a C sharp, you're going to have C sharp and G sharp, 1 and 5. Alright? So think whatever chord, we'll say B flat, 3, 4, 5. going to be like a power chord kind of shape there. So with that one, you're going to boom, chip, boom, chip, boom, chip, chip, boom, 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 chip. What if you're playing a chord like a G, where that D isn't always handy right next door? Just do it up here. And I might not be in perfect tune. But you get the idea. So that helps move it along, gives it some rhythm. You know, because yeah, you can play rhythm however you want, but hear the train a-coming. See, you could just play like this. Hear the train a-coming, it's rolling around the bend. Yeah, see, it just doesn't really move. But you throw a little, I hear the train a-coming, rolling around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine, Lord, since I don't know when. I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. See? It all comes together. So, guess what? You've already learned two things. You've learned dead thumb. This here's your bass player. This is your guitar player. Bass, guitar. Now, where a lot of that comes from is piano. A lot of the early jazz players, they played what was called stride playing. And their left hand, they did do, 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 do. The boom chip. Sometimes called a two beat. But this way you can do that stuff, and all those weird chords that I showed you some weeks back, this is where you start getting used some of those. Now, let's throw in some bonus fun here. You can just go. You can just move the chords that way if you want. But if you want to look a little fancy, you can throw in a walking bass line. Let me show you how to do that. Say you're going to go from an E chord to an A chord. Just like a bass player would. Just add the chord into it. You're not going to get it right off the bat, probably. You might, you never know. But play with it a little bit. Try different keys. All right? You know, C. Start messing with that and you go, whoa, I'm sounding good. And it takes your songs to a whole different level. Okay? Like I said, you don't need to go real far into it. Just keep time. And the more comfort you get with it, the more you can try to add in. That's why I like use that pinky as much as you can. You really want to build these two up a lot, like the pinky and the ring finger, because that way, once you start getting the hang of doing stuff with the thumb and your finger picking, these two guys are going to do all the pretty work, while these ones are going to be doing the grunt work. See? So, try that. Like I said, just really probably easiest to start it off with an E chord. Alright, just. And if you see what I'm playing over here, I'm playing these 4 high strings with these 4 fingers. You can do it this way, you can do it this way. Well, whatever way is most comfortable for you. That was driving me crazy. So, yeah. Try it. This one you might have questions about. Ask. Like I said, this is your bass player. These guys are playing everything else. Remember, work on that right hand. And you can use the palm of your hand here and damp down here in the lower strings. You don't have to damp it, but sometimes you might want to. Alright? It's a good skill to have. Because chances are, if you're playing with a pick, you're probably right up here, and you might already be doing some palm muting anyway. But close out with a little Susie Q. places. Now, I don't think I will ever teach you how to play a song. Why? Real simple. Why would I teach you to play my version of somebody else's song when you can figure out how to play your own version of someone else's song? Because you know what's going to be more comfortable for your hands. You know what's going to be more comfortable for your voice, your whole body, however you do things. All right? You'll figure it out. Need some pointers on how to get there? I'm going to get you there. But I'm not going to show you how to play the song itself. But I want to give you the skills so you can play the song yourself. Okay? And I'm thinking by the end of summer, you should be able to be picking songs out on your own without having to look at chord charts. Okay? So I need to sit down at some point and come up with a lesson plan for you on how to figure that stuff out. Because just like mathematics, just like behavior, just like speech, music is all about patterns. All right? Music is a language, therefore it works just like any other language, and it's based on patterns. Okay? So, and we have a Gus. So he's telling me I'm done. So try this stuff out. Like I said, questions, comments, concerns, get a hold of me. In the meantime, make some noise. It's good for you. Okay? See you, Mr. Bill.